Welcome back to Digi Bros, unless that was only a 10-minute episode the last time, and therefore it'll still be the same episode. I don't know. We'll find out.
We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
Yeah. I don't know if I consider myself a professional Let's Player, because I don't make, I make probably $10 a year doing this show. That's not true. It's probably more like $10 a month. So we probably made a clean Hundy on Digi Bros last year.
Ooh.
Just because of the sheer amount of videos there are.
Not because of any,
no, not
like,
the popularity. No, it's
definitely not the
these
popularity.
only get 300 to 500 views a piece. But if $1 is 1,000 views, then that means every 2 or 3 videos we make $1. And if I put out a video every day all year, that's 365. So cut that in half, and that's like $150.
He's got overshield. Game over, man.
And if I put out 2 videos a day, it's even more.
That didn't work.
I don't know. Maybe I made a couple hundred off of this show last year. I really don't know. I do not track the monetization.
Is that the point? How you know when you made it? You just be like, I don't even know how much I made. I just know I made money.
Well, because the way AdSense works, the Google AdSense that pays me, is that it just pays me for all of my channels in one lump sum.
So you have no actual idea.
Right. Like, I know how much I make through each one if I look it up. Like, but the numbers are always like a little confusing to follow, because like YouTube AdSense, like if you're looking at your YouTube account and it's telling you like your numbers for how much you made or whatever, then it takes a while to update, so it's always a couple days behind, and it'll also sometimes change because it like recalculates the amount of views you have, like, you know, calibrating them and shit. So you never really get a good exact number. And then I also have like 5 fucking channels, so I'm really getting paid for all of them at once. And I'm not sure how often I get paid for each. Like, okay, the YouTube rules are basically that you only get paid once you've made $100, right? At the start, like, let's say that let's say I make $90 in February. They won't pay me for February. If in March,
it like rolls over to the next month.
Right? Like, well, it depends. Like, okay, if I make a new channel, because I think they do start paying you after you've gotten your first payment, then they'll just pay you regularly. But it'll be like let's say I start my channel in February, I make $90 in February, and then in March I make only $10 the whole month. But at the end of the month I've made $100 total. So then they'll pay me that $100, you know, like at some point in April when they finally send me my money. So like, you have to make that $100 before they'll send any to you. But after that, I think they'll just include it, like, and they'll just send it to you every month. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if I have to make $100 a month or if it has to be $100 per channel or what. I really don't know, because it's hard to track that shit when they pay you through all your channels at the same time. So, we've definitely made more than $100 on Digi Bros. I don't know if they've been paying me the whole time because it's combined with my other channels, or if they only started paying me after we made 100 on Digi Bros. So, that is something
interesting.
oh, this is on our team. I'm like shooting the fuck out of this thing, and it's apparently on our side.
It's like
weird.
The eyeball thing, the oracle.
Did one of our guys transform into this? Like,
I hope not.
that Virgil name has been around. So
I hope.
Is that one of our guys, and they got transformed into that?
That'd be like very Lovecraft.
Yeah. Well, more like
Cronenberg.
Kafka. Yeah, Cronenberg. Cronenberg would be the appropriate guy.
Yeah, Cronenberg.
A whole bunch of Cronenbergs. Is this like an elevator? Do you have to get on this? Is this our goal?
Do I have to get on?
It's over there.
There's a thing. We got to go through the same hallway again.
Yeah, these levels are just a nightmare.
My dick itches.
So yeah, long and short of it is, I really don't. Whoa, where the fuck is the goal?
Oh, okay. We gotta wait for him to.
Long and short of it is, I don't really know the amount that we make through Digi Bros because it's combined with all my other channels. So every month, it's usually a surprise how much I make. Okay. Like,
it's clearly not doing
because sometimes it'll be like oh, you only made $250 through Digi Bro this month, and then I get like $500 in the mail, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh, well, you made like 100 on, or you made like $50 through Digi Bros and $50 through Digi After Dark and $50 through Digi Does Anime, and I'm like, oh, all right. It's like, you know, all this other shit. So yeah, I don't rely on my Google income. Like, I don't even think about it. I only think about Patreon and how much I'm gonna make through Patreon, and then every month when I get Google money, it's just like a bonus, and I'm just like, oh, that's nice, you know.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Extra money
$500
that
I didn't know I was gonna get. You know, that's cool.
I wish I had that.
And it's particularly beautiful when I actually do have a really successful month. Like, December was really successful for my channel because my Astro Score videos got really big. Because, like, for me, all I think about is the Patreon money, and I don't care how many views I get. Like, Patreon makes it so I can make videos about whatever the fuck I want, and I don't have to worry about ad revenue. So, like, if I make a video that only gets 100 views, but I Patreon mark it, then, you know, I'm not going to make any Google money, but I'll still make, you know, $450 or whatever through Patreon. But if I do make a video that gets really popular out of nowhere, and suddenly, like my Astro Score videos each have, like, you know, over 50,000 views, so that's $50 a video, and I don't think about that, and then suddenly I get all this money from Google, and I'm like, whoa, where'd this come from? It's a fucking holiday. Like, this February is going to be a great one. Like, I just got paid for January, which was okay. But February, I released the Dark Souls versus Bloodborne video, which unexpectedly got well over 100,000 views. Like, super popular video.
Ooh.
That I didn't even know if people would watch. You know, like, I thought it was going to be like a 10,000 view. Nobody was going to care that much kind of thing. But it got really big, really quick.
What the hell? Totally forgot I was the bottom screen.
That's like $100 guaranteed, and I put out 2 big Astro Score videos, and I put out other shit on the side. So, like, yeah, I expect to actually get a pretty decent Google paycheck for February, and that will make it so I can finally buy some new equipment, because I'm starved for equipment.
What are you gonna buy?
I'm gonna buy another one of this microphone so we can have a 2 microphone setup for Digi Bros.
Ooh.
Going way overboard for this channel, but because I figured out how to do a 2 mic setup, and we did one recording with it, but the problem is that my the only other microphone I have is an older one that is not as good, and it was just really awkward to me because, like, you could tell that the audio quality was different between me and Victor, and, like, it wasn't that his was much worse, it's just that it was different, and I didn't want them to be different sounding. It's jarring.
If you're gonna do it, it needs to be the same.
Yeah. So I was like, alright, we're going to put that on hold for now, and we'll wait until I get another microphone that's high quality. But I'm debating with myself, because I also want to try getting, like, an even better mic than the one I have. But that, if I had that, then it would just be the same problem. One mic would be different from the other. But I do want to buy a nice mic, just because, like, it's really difficult to, like, learn about equipment, because no one has all of it, you know. Like, you will see those people who do, like, video reviews where they compare different, like, mics and shit like that and different tech, but, like, they're always like, oh, this one's good for this goal and this one's good for that goal, and, like, this one will be good with these voices, and I'm like, I don't know what type of voice I have. How am I supposed to know, you know, which microphone is best going to pick up my specific voice or the very specific circumstance that I'm recording in? You really have to test all that shit. And, like, when you read Amazon reviews, it'll always be like, yeah, I picked up this mic as my first microphone, and it's really great. And I'm like, well, how do you know if it's really great if you have no grounds for comparison? You've never used another microphone in the price range. Why the fuck makes you think it's better than those, you know? So, I feel like the only way I'm ever going to truly know which mics are best for me is if I just buy them all. So, in the long run, you know, if I ever make, like, serious fucking money off of my, you know, YouTube career, I'm just going to buy a fuckload of microphones. Like, I'm going to buy every type of mic I can find. I'm going to find out what each of them's purpose is. And I'm not going to, like, I'm going to get them all, and I'm going to keep them, and I'm going to use all of them. Every single one's going to have a purpose. I'm going to make songs that have every single instrument recorded in a different microphone type. I'm going to have fucking... I'm going to record an orchestra of all my voice singing in different microphones. You know, like, hook up 8 mics, surround myself with them, and sing into all 8. and then see how like weird and panoramic it sounds. That would be cool. I just want to have microphones out my asshole, and I could also rent them out so I could make some of the money back.
You could even put a microphone in your asshole.
Okay. Like one of the saddest things I've bought with my YouTube money is that slider.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I wanted to do like some more ambitious live action work, and I had like all these ideas for these like big live action videos I was gonna do, and so Victor and I talked about it, and I was like, I want to get a slider so I can get like these really cool dramatic visuals. Okay, we are supposed to be in here.
Yes. Okay.
Waiting for something.
You're just being stupid.
Yeah, I was like, I want these cool dramatic visuals. I'm gonna get a slider, and it'll be fucking rad.
I think we're on the end. Because you know what it's time for? A Halo Highway.
Oh, man. Hold on, let me get in. Here we go.
This could very well be the end.
We got the NPC driving, too.
Oh, no, I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
He's on the gun.
I see.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. But, yeah, what the fuck was I talking about? Right, being a mic master. Oh, the damn slider. Yeah, I got the slider thinking, like, I wanted to do some ambitious photography or whatever in my videos. And I never really ended up using it. And the funny thing is, like, shortly after getting it, I actually rented it out because Victor had somebody who needed one. And he was like, yeah, he said he'd give you, like, $40 for it or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, all right, let's rent it. And then, like, that's about it. Like, I used it for like a couple things. We used it for like 1 or 2 videos, just like minor shots. And then Victor, because like Victor really wanted it. He wanted it more than I did because he needed a slider. And so he used it a little bit in his work, but then he said that it's just kind of like shitty because it was like $100, but that's cheap for a slider,
right.
You know. So like the parts just didn't work that well. It didn't have very smooth gliding abilities. So like pretty much immediately he was like, this isn't good enough for my work, you know. So it was like, well, not good enough for your work, and I'm not actually doing anything that requires it. And it's like, it's kind of cumbersome and clunky too. Like it's too big, and
Victor's at that skill level now.
Doesn't fit on a tripod well.
The stuff he needs is like too expensive.
Yeah, well,
but
he
can't really go with anything less.
Yeah, well, he's always saying like it's pointless to buy equipment because you really just need to rent it, because the stuff that's actually at the level that you want to be using is just prohibitively expensive. Like, it's not stuff that's meant to be purchased by consumers, you know. Am I going the wrong way? I don't know where the fuck I am. Yeah, like we've talked about that before, because like I'm all about buying equipment because I'm all about doing everything from home and like, you know, unprofessionally. I'm just like, to me it's not important that it's high fidelity, it's just important that it's good for the purpose I'm using it for, you know. That's part of what I love about, there's this video by Nerdwriter called YouTube the Medium is the Message, and he talks about how like lo-fi is a part, like an integral part of YouTube's self-image, you know, that like the idea that anyone can do it is a big part of what makes it successful. And I think that there's a lot of ways that people have done things with YouTube that you could not do with real equipment, but it's better that way. Like Jesse Wood, all of his videos are in this dank fucking yellow basement, but that is part of the appeal of the videos, is that it's this like, it's just a crazy man in his basement ranting about shit, you know. Like, if it looked super impressively produced, it wouldn't have the same effect because it wouldn't look like his house anymore, you know. Like, the problem everyone has with JonTron now is that JonTron now works on a set with, like, professional camera work, and it looks totally weird. Because he's like...
the type of content that he's making.
Yeah, because his videos will be like, I'm playing a video game, or I'm watching a movie and reacting to it. And you're like, why are you playing a video game on a set? No one lives on a set. No one plays games on a set. Why are you on a set? It's fucking weird, you know? It doesn't match the... And it's because JonTron respects older mediums more than he does YouTube, but the kind of content he's doing wouldn't fit in those mediums. It would not be a TV show, you know? It would be a YouTube show. So it's just kind of misunderstanding the medium itself.
Jesus.
I really ought to like just make like a rant video about this because I bring it up all the time, and I keep. Whoa! That was a lot of flying dudes.
Oh, Jesus.
Like 80 fucking insects just came out of there. That was a nightmare.
Like the roaches?
Yes, it was exactly like that. Thank you for reminding me. No, I don't remember why I was talking about that. Yeah, right. Equipment. I like it. I like having a lot of it. Victor considers it totally useless for him to buy more. It's just like nothing I could ever buy will be useful enough to be worth the purchase. Especially because, like, you know, if he's doing high tier work, then they can just rent stuff or borrow it from the school. But like for the kind of stuff he usually does on his own, he's like, it would never justify the cost of the equipment. Like if I bought a $3,000, like, because right now he's been using my mom's camera a lot, and we talked about this on the last show,
yeah.
that he was trying to replace it, and it's like mom's camera is like a $3,000 camera. The work he does, if they bought him one, would not pay that off, you know, like...
Or it would take an extremely long time.
Right, like, the return on the investment of a $3,000 camera would not be worth it, because all the professional work he's trying to do, like, he would rather be in a situation where he never has to use that camera, because he should be doing high-tier work. Like, he considers it, like, an insult to himself whenever he has to use like shit equipment, because it means he's doing bullshit work and not real
like
work.
You know, he shouldn't be wasting his time with that.
Right. Like he should be at a level where he should never have to use cheap equipment because he's better than that, and he's working on real projects that real professionals would be doing. He's got quite a bit of pride in the kind of work he does. He does not like doing
he takes pride in
low-tier
what he
work.
does. That's why it's always like whenever I send him something, I'll be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Just like, would it meet his standards if he was to even consider making this?
Right. Yeah, he definitely has some high standards for everything. His own work, for other people's work, and people themselves as people. Not a big fan of people. It's funny, man, like, my online friends, we often, like, jokingly say that Victor is, like, the best out of us because he's the normal guy. Like, he's the most normie. He talks to, like, real people and, like, works on real projects that aren't YouTube and stuff like that. But it's funny that, because, like, especially Jesse Wood will say that all the time. He'll be like, "Oh man, Victor's like, I'm so jealous of him being like a normal guy as opposed to being like some stupid YouTuber." Because Jesse hates that he works in YouTube. That it's like this medium that
really
no one. He hates that he works in a medium that he can't take seriously, because like most YouTubers are shit, and most YouTube commenters and audiences are shit. Like his audience. I mean, he has a lot of good people in his audience that he underappreciates, I think. Like, I think there's a lot of people who get what he's doing, but there's definitely a lot of people who don't get his shit. Like, a lot of his audience are people who don't understand the message at all. They just watch it because they want to listen to a funny, loud guy yell about stuff,
right.
You know, and, like, he would rather be doing, like, stand-up. You know, like, he really respects, like, stand-up comedy or doing a TV show or something or doing anything other than YouTube, you know. He just considers it to be sort of beneath him, but it's also the only thing he knows how to do, like, or that he has the ability to do because of money reasons and stuff like that. So, yeah, he'd rather be working like Victor. He'd rather be doing real work with real people, interacting with people, talking to people, and I think it's funny because... yeah, Victor does real work, and yeah, Victor would rather do work that involves, like, a team and stuff, but Victor also, like, does not like people at all, you know, like...
okay.
I feel like Jesse has an easier time actually getting along with other humans than Victor does. I could be wrong about that. I mean, Jesse does have, like, more social anxiety, but I think he likes people more. I don't know. That's a tough one for me to gauge. I'd have to ask Jesse himself how he feels about that. But Victor, man, he's just so, like, spiteful about people. Like, he won't make new friends with anybody or, like, work with people unless they, like, really prove themselves, you know, unless it's out of necessity.
Right. Like I know he definitely has like a very short list of people who he considers like
worthwhile
Yeah.
of working with. And even that is like mostly people that he works with because they're in the area. Like he's never really given me the impression that anyone impresses him around here, you know, like there's barely anybody who's even on his level. And you know,
if he made it, there's
lot of
no
people
one
above
really
him.
there's no one on his short list that he would try to take with him.
Yeah, I don't know that he would do that. But which is funny because like with the oh my god, I am trapped under a car. I've done it.
Hold on, I'll save you. I'm gonna save you. Oh wait, okay.
I definitely feel lucky that like I met all the Horseshoe Crew guys because like all of us really like legitimately love each other's work and would like only want to work together on stuff. You know, it's like
it's a very rare thing to find.
Right. Like Victor, and I guess it's true that I don't really have a lot of, like I wish I had those people in person, you know, like we're always talking about like trying to move everybody in together so we could do projects together because like I don't really know anybody who's versed enough in the kind of shit I do to collaborate with, like except for on these Let's Plays, you know, like you guys, all my friends are just interesting enough to be Let's Play partners, but none of you are like
I could be more interesting if I actually did shit.
None of you are like analysts or writers or like in the way that you know, you're like a screenwriter but not a
Yeah, I like to write fiction. I can't do analytical writing. Like I've tried in the past, I can't.
Yeah. So like I don't have anyone around like here that I could talk to about like if I wanted to do some kind of big extravagant film review, you know, like because we're always talking about how we want to do the show Half in the Bag. Have you ever seen that show?
No, I have not.
It's have you seen Mr. Plinkett at all? The Star Wars reviews that are like hour long a piece?
Nope.
You'd love them. I think you would absolutely love Mr. Plinkett. But I'm gonna get in this war dog and try to fuck these things up. Although they're fucking annoying and flying around like assholes.
Okay. That didn't work. Too far. Go on.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Plinkett and the Red Letter Media guys, they have a show called Half in the Bag, and it's like two guys just sitting there discussing movies, but they do it on like a set with really nice like equipment and everything. It's really well put together show, and like I would love to do a Half in the Bag, but I have no one I could justifiably do it with in person, you know? Like there's no one who could talk about movies in the capacity that I could who lives around here. And if me and my friends lived together, like my online friends, then like we would instantly start a show like that. Like no question, it'd be the first thing we did. It would be like, hey, we're in the same room together. Let's set up some lights and some microphones and make a nice fucking Half in the Bag together. You know. Oh god, did we die again?
Fucking window.
The window is mad at us for how bad we're doing. It is very comical, the sounds that thing makes. That's incredible.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like, I think with Victor and his work, like, he really needs talented people to do work with. Like, he can't even work with me because I don't know film work. I can't act, you know. I can't, like, set up a shot. I am garbage at cinematography, which is why I always need his help, you know. And he hates doing my work because it's all YouTube work, which A, he usually isn't getting paid for, and B, he doesn't really respect the medium or the things that I'm doing. You know, like he enjoys my videos, but he doesn't want to be a part of them.
Right.
So like, I drag him into my work, but there's no way he could drag me into his work because like the specific stuff he's doing is stuff I'm not well versed in. You know, so. Yeah, he's kind of trapped with like no one really helpful around him, and the kind of work he does you couldn't do with online people at all. Like, you know, I could easily slap together a collaboration video with me and a friend just by like we both do voiceovers of different parts of the video. He could not do that for film. They have to be there, you know. This level is like a gauntlet.
I wish I was talented in those ways, and I'd help him.
Well, you can screenwrite, so that could be helpful if you wrote, you know, a script that he wanted to make into a film.
I still have yet to write something. Either I wouldn't necessarily say I haven't written anything good enough to be made, but something that's not feasible to be made.
That's the hardest thing. Like, it used to be that Boyd would write scripts, like, or ideas for scripts and stuff, but they would always be like, how the fuck are we going to make this? Like, even when he tried really hard to make it...
It's extremely difficult with live action, because you got to factor in, like, what people can actually do, what you have
just
the budget for.
Where it's going to be filmed. Like, Boyd had written one, like, The Mark of Unum, where it was, like, only 3 actors,
yeah, I remember that.
simple plot, but, like, one of the scenes called for being filmed in a parking garage, and I was like, where the fuck are we going to get the ability to film in a parking garage? Like, I know it seems like logically you think that can't be that hard, but it is hard, you know, like, we had to do a whole scene there and set up cameras and
other
audio.
People driving around, you gotta...
Right. The number one thing that no one thinks about is audio. Like, you can't ever film outside. If you're doing a minor, like, low-budget production and you don't have audio equipment, you're going to be fucked if you try to do anything outside, because you're going to get wind noise and it's going to sound like shit, you know?
And then one other thing I know Victor doesn't like, he also doesn't like, because the logical thing to do in terms of budget would be, like, a single location, like a skit. Victor does not like single location shooting. He likes to go places and do things like that.
Right.
But that can make it difficult, because then you got to think, okay, what are multiple places we can go to where it won't be ridiculous?
If I were in Victor's position, I would have written a short film about each room in my house and filmed it there, you know, like, I would just go the easy route. But he's not into that. Next time on Digi Bros, we're going to finish this level.
Hopefully. Like, goddamn.